Hey, Susanna. Hey, Holly. Yay, I love that you got your notifications. Say hi, Mia. Hey, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. Listen, you guys. I was like this close to not doing this live tonight. We took Ethan to the doctor today because he ain't been feeling good, and then they ended up giving all of us medicine for a strep throat. So perfect. I'm so tired. Aw, thank you, Vicky. So tired. But hopefully everybody get to feeling better. I don't feel bad anymore. But I told her that I thought I was the one who started the strep somehow. And she ended up looking at my throat and stuff too. And she went ahead and prescribed me some medicine too. So now we're all on medicine. And we will just, get rid of this. We're going to get rid of this. Thank you. I cannot go to bed. I still have a download that I have to create. I took a little nap, 30 minutes. Maybe that'll, get me through. It is. I think that I'm already to the end. She said that the doctor, I love the doctor that I've seen. She's really great. But she said that most adults can fight off strep by themselves. And I didn't know that. She said something about they usually give adults antibiotics for strep. Something to do with a fever. To keep you from getting something to do with fever. But I didn't know that. I didn't know that as adults we could just fight it off, but kids have a harder time. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm already on the up and over it because I don't feel bad anymore. I kind of pushed through that, but we're going to take the medicine anyway. We're going to make sure that we ain't sick anyway. We ain't got time for that. I used to get strep all the time. All the time. It was the only thing I'd ever get when I was younger, and it would just always be so bad. I hate it, but I'm all right. Ethan ain't really felt good today, but hopefully he feels better soon. Well, we'll get him that way. I don't know what we shall study. I thought about going over Hosea chapter 3. We could take some notes because I haven't done that yet. And it's only 5 verses, so I thought about doing that. But, and y'all know I'm really into Hosea right now. But I've also taken some new notes in Ecclesiastes. Did I say that right? So we could also go into those. I've also taken some new notes in there, about 2 pages worth. So, Teresa, you think Hosea is hard? What do you mean? What do you think's hard about Hosea? Look at me go. I said it right. Good evening. Happy Valentine's Day. What do y'all think's hard about Hosea? Love Hosea. It's been so good. Granted, chapters 1 through 3 is talking about Hosea and his wife, right? And they are resembling the nation of Israel and God, right? So you need to understand that, and then chapters 4 through 14 are Hosea's mission, so to say. It is what he speaks to the nation, right, of Israel. So it's kind of like in between. 1 through 3 is setting a foundation, and then 4 through 14 are the preaching to Israel, right? Like telling them that they have went back against the Lord, right? Holly, I cannot. I love Hosea. I don't know what I love more. Just Hosea in general or Gomer. Oh, gosh. I just don't know. I don't know. That's my favorite. What do y'all want? Y'all want to do Hosea 3, right? Which is what y'all are going to get a digital download on. I got to work on that when I get off of here. I'll be honest with y'all, if y'all on the membership, it's probably going to be tomorrow morning. Ain't gonna lie. Y'all probably going to get it tomorrow morning because I want to do chapter 3 and 4 for you guys. And I'm going to be working a lot tomorrow, even though it's usually my off day. I'm going to be working a lot, so. The types of love in the Bible. I love that. Y'all want to do Ecclesiastes. I think a couple of people say that. Gomer does speak volumes. And like chapter 3 is like a lot about her. I live in North Carolina. Chapter 3 is where you're gonna see the Lord tell Hosea to go buy her back. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I love that. He's gonna go buy her back. And it just speaks such volumes. Such volumes. Hosea was hard until you dug really deep. What do you like? It is though. I think I get what you're saying, because on the surface, if you just read it, you're like, what? What did that just say? You know, like he's like, hey, Jose, go marry a prostitute. Can you say that on TikTok? I don't know if you can say that on TikTok. And it's like, what? Let me read that again. Do what now? You know, like he said what? And you read it again, and then you really study, and you're like, yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. I have not. I need to do that. I have not read that. I am really passionate about Hosea right now. I don't know why. I think it's just because we are like, they're on so many levels. We're Hosea and we're Gomer on so many levels. And they say the Bible is boring. For real. Whoever said the Bible's boring didn't read in Hosea where he said, hey, bro, go marry a harlot. Go marry a whoredom. King James Version. Right? They must not read that part when they said it was boring. We must have different taste in what boring is, right? Because it's not boring. That's something is what that is. And then, of all things, to be able to use a so said, I'm scared to say the word prostitute. Can you say that on TikTok? Use that person, and he buys her back. I mean, all the people that we look down on because of just what their life looks like maybe. You know, all those people that you've already deemed unworthy, or you've already deemed unfaithful, or you've already deemed not good enough. Like all those people you've looked at every single day and you're like, they're not worth it. But God said, yes, they are, and go buy them back. They are worth it. So much so worth it that you need to go buy them back. Like, say what? That's who, that Picolette dead. Oh my gosh. We're still talking about Jose and Gomar, girl Amanda, because you know, woman who sells pickles. Dead. That's a long sentence. Picolette. I'm dead. That's funny. Y'all so funny. Y'all so funny. I cannot. But like it speaks such volume, and just, I mean, I went over all this last night, I know, with a lot of, like, with people in the membership, but this message is so powerful that, like, the world needs to hear it. And, you know, I hate it's going to kind of be a repeat for you guys, but this is a message that the world needs to hear. Because, yes. Oh. This is just, it's a message that the world needs to hear, because, like, I don't know. Everything about it. Everything about it is what people need to hear. From removing what is separating them from God, right? From turning to other things and not to the Lord, right? To the type of love that the Lord gives, to being in the valley of trouble and God turning that into hope. Like, I mean, just every bit of it. And then chapter 3 itself, like, I don't know what's better. Knowing that you are so loved by God, that He bought you back. Or knowing we've all been Gomar and God loved us anyway. Like, I don't know. The message that it speaks to all the Gomars, to all the people who feel like they're failures, to all the people who just think that they're worthless. But you're not. Like, you're not. It speaks so much. Yep. Yes. I like that, Renee. That is good. I don't know. I'm reading in my other ones too. I don't know. I know what I'm talking about. Ooh, though, wait a minute. Do y'all remember? So, one of the reasons I don't like Gomar so much, for the people who don't know, okay, for the people who aren't in our membership, is I talked about it last night. Homar, I put their names together. Jose was so heartbroken, right? The Lord literally instructed Jose to live a life that he knew was going to break his heart. It's a message. Let me say it again. He instructed Jose to live a life that was going to break his heart, so that Jose could go out with a broken heart and speak to Israel. Right? God needed to show Jose how he was feeling, so that Jose could effectively give this message to the people. Okay? In Ecclesiastes, right? Chapter 7, verse 3, it says, sorrow is better than laughter, for sadness has a refining influence on us. Sadness changes us. And considering I was stuck between the two of what I wanted to talk about tonight, whether it be Hosea or this right here, maybe that's the message. Maybe that's right there is the message that somebody needs to hear tonight. You're not always going to be sad. Your life isn't always going to be this way. But see, we have a very unhealthy relationship with sadness. Okay? We think that sadness is bad. We've labeled it with a bad emotion, a bad feeling. If we're sad, then we think that there's something wrong with us. If we're depressed or have anxiety and all these things we're dealing with, we think that there's something wrong with us and we're not supposed to have those types of feelings. But that's not true. Because sadness in Hosea's story and right here in Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 3, it says it. Sadness refines us. Sadness changes us. Sadness makes us who we are. And I have said this over and over and over again, and I guess it needs saying again. I am where I am today in life because I spent some time being sad. People ask me all the time, Kelsey, I don't know my purpose. I don't know what I'm supposed to do in this life. I don't know where I should start my business. You want to know my vain advice to people? What makes you sad? We got this negative emotion with being sad, but what if sadness is exactly what brings you into your calling? What if sadness is the exact thing that the Lord uses to refine you, to change you, to mold you, to make you into somebody who can go out here and talk to the people? The Lord molded me. He made me sad. The Lord literally broke my heart with all my circumstances to turn my heart on fire for Him. My whole message is purpose of hope. There's hope for you to keep going. There's hope for you to keep living. There's hope for you in the hard place. There is hope for you in the valley of trouble. Right? My whole message is on hope and restoration, right? Like that's what I do for people. That's what I teach people. That's how all of my messages end up coming out, right? Because that's what He sent me for, because that's how He broke my heart. He broke my heart with somebody who lost all hope. And He molded me into a person that could give that hope to others. Because that's the message I was supposed to deliver. Right? Sadness isn't a bad thing in your life. And we got too many mixed emotions. Let me let you know a little secret. You're not always going to be happy. I don't care if life is amazing for you. I really don't. I don't care if life's amazing for you. Even if life is absolutely amazing, there is something in your life that's going to make you sad. It could be your money, your marriage, which here's a good little lesson on marriage, but it could be anything. Even when you think you got your life all figured out, even when you think that your life is perfect, even when you think nothing could like ever stand against you right now, you are still going to wake up one day and experience sadness. It's emotions that we have. They are normal. Just because you experience sadness one time doesn't make you a depressed person. Right? For some reason, we live in a society today that tells you that you can't be sad. That's not true. You're allowed to be sad. You're allowed to feel however you want to feel. You just have to remember there's a difference between your feelings and your facts. But you're going to be sad. There are going to be times in your life when you're sad. See, it's up to you what you decide to do with those things. With your sadness. You can take your sadness and let it mold you and transform you and turn into something beautiful, but that's your choice. My children are in trouble. Like, I also wrote right here, it's not wrong to want your circumstance to change, but you have to be grateful right where you are. Right? Like, I hear them in there and they're fighting. Yes, I like that. Toxic positivity isn't biblical. Yes. Ignore social media posts about false joy. Yes, like, you're not always going to be happy. And that's okay. Right? And you're allowed to be sad. It's what you choose to do with your sadness that's going to transform your life. It's what you choose to do with that circumstance that you've been in. Listen, when I was presented with this path, I could have went one or two ways. The Lord said, I'm going to break you, and break me, he did. Right? But then it was, okay, you're broken. So which way are you going to go? Are you going to go this way, which is what society says that you should? Society says you should be sad about this for the rest of your life, and you should walk around with depression, anxiety over your head, a black cloud covering you, and you should just walk down this path, and forevermore you will not understand why you're here or why God did this to you, and you'll blame him for everything in your life, and you're going to go down this path, and you may never return. Okay? Or there's this path. You're still going to be sad. But this path, you don't have to be sad by yourself. This path, you can be sad, and the Lord is going to walk with you. This path, I can transform your sadness. I can turn it into something you never imagined. This path says I can show you how you can reach people so that this doesn't have to happen to other people. This path gives you purpose. So what are you going to do with it? Are you going to stay sad and follow the way of the world? Not trying to understand why, or trying to figure out why nobody can cure you, why nobody can help you, why you're always so sad? Or are you going to choose to be sad, but don't be sad alone? Be sad with the Lord. Let him teach you. Let him mold you. So that you can become somebody just like Jose over here, who goes out and speaks to people and helps change them. Helps bring them back to the Lord. Right? Like, I love that. We got this negative feeling associated with sadness, where we think we're just not allowed to be sad. But sadness is a part of life. You're allowed to be sad. You're allowed to be tired. Jesus felt all the emotions that we feel. He did. If you've never really studied up on the Garden of Gethsemane, I'm saying that right. Y'all know I can't always get my words right, but I'm pretty sure I'm saying it right. He cried tears of blood. And he didn't just cry. He fell on his knees and begged to not have to bear the cup that he was called to bear. I've always read over that story, but I never deep studied it. But I'm going to tell you what, the minute that I studied it deeper, Jesus experienced sadness in a way that we can relate to. He did. And we skip over that. We don't pay attention to that. But he did. Have you ever been in a situation where all you knew to do is cry? And you may have never cried the tears of blood, but what about when you've covered your face, you fell to the ground face first, and you're screaming out the Lord's name because you are feeling such sadness and anguish? Have you ever been there? Jesus was too. Jesus was there too. He's been there. We're allowed to be sad people. We're allowed to be people who experience sadness. It's just, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with your sadness? Are you going to become Jose that takes his brokenness, takes his broken home, and his broken life. And he takes the sadness associated with it and he goes out and he speaks to the nation of Israel in hopes that they'll turn back to the Lord. Or Hosea could have chosen a different route. He probably wouldn't have made it into the Bible if he did. But he could have chose to just stay at home in his sadness. He could have chose to not go get Gomer back. He could have chose to leave her. After all, she didn't deserve him. Right? He could have chose. But instead he went and got her anyway. And he didn't just go and get her. He had to pay for her to get her back. Because she had gotten herself all up into some slavery. Okay? Some pickle slavery. That's funny, right? Like, if you ain't been around here long, you have no idea what that means, but they will. She got herself into a situation. He didn't just go get her back. He had to pay for her. Like, I'm telling you what. I don't think sadness begins to explain the brokenness that Hosea felt. And you know, I got a common pattern that I just thought of. What was one of good old Job's problems? He had a pride problem. Right? Job had a pride problem. His pride came from his inability to be broken. I've done a TikTok on it. I don't know how far back that is. It's a good ways back, but I've done a TikTok on it. His pride came from an inability to be broken. I even made a post about it. We're people that are scared to be broken. But is it being broken the whole point? Hosea came from a broken home. He had a broken marriage. And he left the brokenness to go and speak to the nation of Israel because his brokenness is what made him capable. It's what gave him the emotions to be able to speak. It's not bad to be broken. And I'm sorry that we live in a society that tells you that if you're broken, you're weak. Truth is, we're all broken. It's just who's brave enough to share it. Who's brave enough to show being broken is okay. And who's smart enough to hide their brokenness. Because that's really all we're doing. We're scared to be broken people because we're scared of people identifying our weaknesses. Y'all, listen, identify my weakness. Identify it. Go ahead, because I got plenty of them. But see, God said he can take my weaknesses and he can make me strong out of them. God said he can take my brokenness and make it whole. God said he could take me from the valley of trouble and turn me into a place of hope. And that's exactly what he did. You see, when you realize that being broken isn't bad, but it's actually your power to go out here and change the world. It changes everything for you. My brokenness is what led me to here. My brokenness is what puts me in front of you every Monday, Thursday, Friday, and Tuesday night. My brokenness is what makes me who I am today so that I can teach people the way that I do today. Being broken is what led me here. Embracing being broken. You don't have to pretend like you're perfect. That's the whole point. You're not. Don't be scared to share the broken parts of your life. Those are the parts that are going to speak to people. You can pretend to be as perfect as you want to be on any social media platform. You'll never speak to anybody being perfect. It's when you allow yourself to be broken that you'll build something that can't be stopped. Right? Brokenness is what changes you. It's not what holds you back. Brokenness isn't weakness. Brokenness is strength. Brokenness is what's going to change you. It's what's going to turn you into a person like Jose who can go out here and teach the people. You pretending to be perfect won't ever amount to that. You got to be willing to be broken. And I feel like if we were more people who were willing to be broken, if we would think about it. How many hours have you spent on any social media platform wishing you was so-and-so that you watch all the time because their life looks so perfect? Their house is always so clean. How does she keep their house so clean with all them kids? Like, I've been there, right? Where people who are like, I want to be like her. Where'd she get those fancy containers? I'm going to buy those fancy containers. What does she keep her laundry soap in? I'm going to go buy that for my laundry soap too. I want my life to look as polished and shiny as her life. Like, how many? We've done that. Now tell me something. If they shared their brokenness as much as they shared their perfectness, you would not be comparing yourself to them and creating a negative emotion. Instead, they would be giving you hope, which is a positive restoration, right? You see that sometimes our house is clean, but she says, hey, listen, sometimes my house is a disaster. Look what these little kids do. And she actually shows the mess, actually shows the brokenness. All of a sudden, you have transformed into, I wish I could be like her. I'm not doing a good job as a mother. I'm not keeping my laundry up. My house don't look that fancy. Now your emotions have changed to, man, she's got a messy life too. I got the hiccups. You're allowed to have a messy life. You're allowed to be broken. You're allowed to not be perfect. You're allowed to leave the toys on the living room floor for a couple more nights. You don't got to compare yourself to this world out here who's got everybody believing that they need to be perfect. You see, that's the enemy right there. And you want to know how I know? Because every time somebody is trying to be perfect, they're associating that with a negative emotion. If it results in negative, my friends, it's not from the Lord. If you are watching somebody on social media or scrolling and see a post and your immediate reaction is that you're not doing good enough, then that's a negative emotion and it's not good for you. Listen, as somebody who has made those little vlogging videos, you can pick up the mess and throw it over here to the part that's not going to be in the camera about 5 seconds before you record that video. And you can put your phone at these perfect little angles that make it look like everything is just perfect. I promise. And it takes a lot of effort, but they be out here doing it. Yes, I do. But it only makes you think that you're not doing a good enough job. But see, if we would be more people that just embrace the brokenness, if we embrace the mess that we got, that we're in. Hosea embraced the mess. He embraced the brokenness. And the very thing that broke his heart was the very thing that taught the people. Your sadness, if you will let it, will transform you. It will refine you. It will break you down. It will remove the impurities. And it will turn you into something else magnificent. Something else that you can take and go out here and share with the world. Your brokenness is what will lead you into everything you want to do in this life. It's my number one thing for anybody, whether you're wanting to change your life, grow a business. I mean, I don't start a ministry. I get so many questions all the time, but it's all connected to the same thing. What breaks your heart? Listen, we spend a lot of time trying to be like others. You say, I want to be like so-and-so. I'm going to start carrying what so-and-so carries. I'm going to start being like this company or this person or that person, right? But let me tell you something. If you ain't experienced their brokenness, you're not going to be able to build what they've built. You need to find what breaks your heart. What makes you broken? Now go out here and take that brokenness and take that sadness and go out here and share the love of Jesus. You don't have to be like everybody else. We're not all the same. Find what breaks your heart and do a lot of studying and learning and growing closer to the Lord in it and teaching people about it. Quit being scared to show your brokenness. Your brokenness is made perfect in Him. You're allowed to be sad and broken. And I bet you'll never find any other Bible teacher that'll tell you that. But it's all throughout Scripture. Sad and broken people who went out and changed the Lord and who went out and done what the Lord called them to do. He didn't use perfect people. He used sad and broken people. Everything in this life that breaks you is the thing that will transform you. Brokenness is part of it. And until you're willing to be a broken person, He ain't going to be able to use you. But the moment that you say, Lord, I'm broken. I'm done trying to make everybody think that I'm perfect. I'm done trying to play this comparison game. Lord, I'm done trying to make everybody think that I just got my life all together because, Lord, I don't. I'm broken. This broke me. Now mold me and use it to change others. Show me how I can take my brokenness and change the world for you, Lord. Show me what my mission is, and I will use my brokenness for you. I will stop being scared to share my brokenness with the world because my brokenness is what makes me. Gomer is a woman who was unfaithful to her husband. It is speculation that she even may have had a child out of that wedlock. She got herself out of her marriage. She left behind her husband, and she ran and somehow ended up in prostitution, slavery. Sorry, gotta watch my words on the tiki-talk. You never know when they're just gonna shut you right on down. And he said, go get her. Hosea could have said, but Lord, she's broken. I don't want her. She's broken. She's unfaithful. I don't want her, Lord. She's broken. The Lord said, I don't care. Go get her. He said, Lord, what if he said, Lord, I don't want to. She ain't worthy. She ain't worthy. Go get her. She ain't deserving. You're right, Jose. She ain't deserving. Go get her. You are unworthy. You're undeserving. You're all those things. Just like Omar. All of us are. I am every single day. And I tell the Lord that too. I be like, Lord, I'm unworthy. But thank you. Lord, I'm undeserving. But thank you. Because some days my flesh gets the best of me, Lord, and I don't deserve any of this. But thank you. You're allowed to be broken. You're allowed to be a Gomer. And He's still going to pay for you to get you back anyway. Some of you, that's your message. Your brokenness is made perfect in the Lord. Embrace that. You don't have to spend your whole life running from what makes you broken. It could have been said that she broke her testimony. Yes. Yes. Look at you. You got your insight right there, hubby. Like, I can't. You are allowed to be broken. We are broken people, here to love broken people. Right? You can let that go. You can let that go. You can let go of trying to be perfect. You can let go of trying to make your life out like it just is a little Cinderella story. I don't know. You can let that go. It's good to be broken. I'm broken. And some days the flesh wins. And some days it's hard. And some days I don't want to show up. I told y'all I'm tired. Tonight, I walked in there, right? I literally woke up from my nap. I set my alarm for 6:30. I got about a 30-minute nap. 45 minutes, maybe. And I walked in there and I said, are we doing coffee talk? And mind you, Steve's already laying in bed. He said, I don't know, are we? I said, nope, I don't think so. I think I'm just going to call it quitsies. And I did not do that. I said, Lord, never mind. How long I do it? I show up, Lord. Jeez. I'm tired though, sir. You know, he's like, I know. I don't need you to not be tired. I need you to be willing to let me use you. Right? I know that you're tired. He says, I know you're tired. But see, I don't need you to be anything other than willing to let me use you. Because I'll give you the energy. I'll give you the words. I'll give you the story. I will give you what you need to say to them. I just need you to show up and sit there, right? Like, you are allowed to be broken. And that's the whole point. Realizing you are broken is what will eventually lead you to the Lord, my friends. It will be the thing that changes everything about you. It will be the thing that changes your environment, that changes your life. Right? Being broken will turn out to be your superpower here in this life. It's the thing that God can use most. You just got to allow him to use it. You got to quit hiding behind the brokenness and instead let it shine. Be broken in a world that thinks it's a weakness and watch what God can do. Stop being scared to be broken. It's wonderful to be broken. Because when you are broken, the Lord didn't tell Hosea to chase after Gomer because she was perfect. He said chase after her because she's broken. Let me give you a little secret. Gomer was somebody who broke her vows. And then she went out here and done things with people that wasn't her husband. And got herself into some form of, I need to pay money. The phone tried to die there. I need to pay money to get you back, right? She got herself in some sort of situation like that. And the Lord said, go get her. You see, in her brokenness is where the Lord sent Hosea to go and get her out of. It's in your brokenness that he sent Jesus to pay for you. Because he loved you that much. He said, he said, I know those people aren't worthy. I know that they think they're perfect. I know that they're going to disobey me. There are going to be people who question me. There are going to be people who think that I'm not real. There are going to be people who blame me for their situation. There are going to be people who think all these things about me, who say these mean things about me, who mock me. There are going to be these people who say I'm not real, but I'm going to buy them anyway. You're going to die for them anyway, Jesus. I'm going to send my son to die for them anyway. Because you're right, they're not worth it. but they're worth it to me. Right? Like, just, he sent Jesus to die for all the Gomars in the world. And Gomar, taken this time, can be me, who didn't deserve it. Broken people who broke other people. Gomar is the definition of hurt people hurt people. Ain't she? Don't we love to throw that out? Oh, I could get up my chair right now. Oh, that was good. Don't we love to throw that out? Hurt people hurt people. They do, you're right. Broken people break people. Gomar stepped out on her husband and broke him. Brought him so much sadness. Oh, I got a word. Are you ready? Brought him so much sadness. And he went and bought her back anyway. And he didn't just buy her back. He was instructed to love her. Show love to a woman who is loved by another man. He didn't just say, Lord, he didn't just say, Jose, go buy her. He said, Jose, go buy her and love her. He said, Jose, I know that she hurt you, but you have to love her. I know that she broke you, but you have to love her. Go get her. And what about the fact that really, if we are honest at looking at this story, let me give you another perspective. If we're honest and we look at this story, ain't Gomar breaking Jose's heart the exact thing that qualified him to do what God called him to do? So really, in the end, shouldn't Jose be thanking Gomar? Thank you for breaking me, so that I could turn into somebody who brings people to know God. That speaks to me on so many levels, because I wrote a post exactly like that 3 years ago. No, 2 years ago, because I'm going backwards. 2 years ago. On the anniversary of my late husband's death. I could have chose to, write a post about how much we miss him and how my kids are growing up. I could have. But instead, I wrote a post that thanked him. I wrote a post that said, I could stand here and be sad. And I could wish for you back. And I could be angry that you chose not to be here. But instead, I'm going to thank you. Because you breaking me changed me into somebody who has changed other people, to somebody who shows up when I don't want to show up, so that I can help people in their hopelessness, so that I can fulfill my ministry that the Lord called me to. So in the end, the person who abused me for all so long and hurt me and broke me in so many ways for over a decade is the exact person that I now thank. Thank you. Thank you for breaking me. Because you breaking me made me into somebody who loves the Lord, into somebody who's willing to be a vessel for him. So how many times have you done that? Hurt people. Broke people, break people. But how many times have you looked at the person who broke you or looked at the person who hurt you, and instead of saying, I'm mad at you for what you've done to me. Why did you do that to me? Why don't you love me? Right? Instead, how about you say, hey, thank you for breaking me. They're going to look at you like you went crazy. Let me just imagine. I get that look all the time. You'll get used to it following the Lord. I'm telling you, they're going to look at you like that all the time. They'll be like, she's crazy. I know it. I know crazy for the Lord. Amen. You know, you're going to get those crazy looks when you look at the person who broke you and you say, thank you for breaking me, because it changed me. And being broken is the exact thing that led me close to the Lord. Be broken. Be broken. In a world that says you're weak if you do so, let me challenge you to be broken. Show your brokenness to the world. And then tell them, if God can love me because I'm broken, He can love you. I was in a valley of trouble. Broken, hurt, and alone. But the Lord come and got me out of that. He come and got me out of the valley of trouble. And He took me into hope. Be broken. You're allowed to be sad. You're allowed to be broken. It's the very thing that'll change everything about you if you'll just embrace the brokenness. So I hope that I've challenged you tonight to stop living like the world. Stop running from your brokenness. Stop being scared to share your brokenness with others. Stop being scared to show people who you really are. You don't gotta hide being broken. Truth is, your brokenness will be the exact thing that people resonate with. It'll be the thing that changes your life. It'll be the thing that changes other people's life. It's the main thing is are you brave enough to be broken in public? Are you brave enough to be broken in front of people who are going to call you weak? Because you're broken. That's really what it is. Are you brave enough to stand alone in a society that's going to condemn you for being broken? Let me challenge you. If you're scared to stand alone in your brokenness, know that you're not. Know that when they're coming against you, you're not standing by yourself. Because let me tell you, first off, I'm going to stand with you. First off, I'm going to stand with you. We can be broken together. But second off, Jesus told us, don't be surprised when they hate you. Because they hated me first. Don't be surprised when they're coming heavenly against you. They came against Him first. Stop being scared of what the world can do to you, because let me let you in on a little secret, my friends. I've read to the end of the book and I know who wins. I know who stands beside of you. I know what the scripture says, and it reminds me every day that no enemy formed against you can prosper. So let them say what they want. Let them try to come against you, but the reality is they can't. And they won't. And they'll never win. They just want to intimidate you to a point that you think that they'll win. But they'll never win. Not as long as you are standing with the one who's already got all the victory. Right? Be broken. Brokenness will lead you everywhere in life that you could have never possibly imagined going on your own. And I promise it's worth it. I promise it's worth it to be broken. We're meant to be broken. We're just a bunch of Gomars. Right? I don't really know who needed that permission, but you're allowed to be broken. God used broken people. My only challenge to you is let your brokenness transform you. Let it refine you. Let it melt you down. Remove the impurities. And make you into something beautiful. For those of you who don't know what a refiner is, a refiner's fire. You'll notice all throughout Scripture it's going to talk about refining you. When you refine a piece of silver or gold, you put it under fire. You put it under fire, and it starts to turn red, and it melts down. And there's a certain level of fire that you give to the gold and the silver, and it melts it. And then what you have left is the impurities. They'll actually go to the top, right? Hi. They'll go to the top, okay? So they'll melt this metal, the silver and the gold down, and the impurities are now on the surface. So they remove the bad, the impurities, and then they set it under fire again, and they turn it into something beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Right, very beautiful. Wedding bands is even done like that, made out of gold and silver.
Like
It used to be nothing.
Like Mama's ring.
And now it's everything, right? It symbolizes my marriage. Refiner's fire. The Scripture tells us that laughter is good for us. It's great for the soul, right? But sadness refines us and changes us. Be broken. Right? Be broken people, not scared of sadness, not scared to be refined. The sign behind me says, for your goodness and love pursues me all the days of my life. It is Psalms 23:6. And then those are like my prayers and the things that I'm praying over. And then my pretty little angel is one that my friend made me. And then that up there is something my friend painted me. And then over here on this wall, you can't really see it, but there is like a little, oh, no, yeah, no, you can't really see it. It's like behind the greenery over here. Oh, can't get my hand right. Anybody that's ever wrote me letters are over there. So I keep all of that stuff that people give me and send me. Even on my little board right there, some people have sent me keychains, and they're all super sweet, and they're all on that as well. So like I keep all those things, all the letters, all the things. And all of those things are even reminders of how being broken. If you will come to the Lord willing to let Him use your brokenness, He'll change your life with it. He will make you run into broken people who need your type of brokenness. That's powerful. I'm telling you what. It's some good stuff. Collects your belongings. And I love that. The world is so say against us, but I beg to say that you're fighting something more than just what the world is fighting you with. There's spiritual battles too, my friends. There's spiritual battles too, and gotta fight those. This is from Dayspring. If you click on my profile and go to the link tree in the bio, you'll see an Amazon storefront, and I have all the Bibles that I use. I'm linked in there. Christian books that I've read or recommend. Oh boy. There's a bunch. One of my favorites is Don't Let the Enemy Have a Seat at Your Table. Get Out of Your Own Head by, I need to add these books to my Amazon storefront because there's a whole bunch. There is so many. The Women of the Bible Speak. That is a very good book as well. Yes. Listen, I don't know if Steve has my dinner done yet.
He does it.
He does it? Was he even cooking dinner?
No.
No. Did he clean the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay, he did that. Perfect. Don't let the enemy have a seat at your table. I can do that. I can add some books to my Amazon storefront because clearly my bookshelf is full. Tonight's episode was sponsored by Greenwood. It was actually sponsored by coffee. Oh, I kind of want another cup, but I'll never go to sleep. But it was actually sponsored by coffee. But I'm sure I can go get you some green water, Holly. We can have green water too. I love it. I didn't get to read everybody's little messages tonight.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Aw, thank you, Emma. The only person that's going to be able to make you feel not lost is the Lord. Listen, you guys, maybe that's one of the topics I think maybe we need to talk about. What does it mean to come to the Lord? And what does that look like once you do? Right? Because there's a lot to it. You don't just come to the Lord and everything about your life's going to change. It is, you have to make an effort. We have to be willing to put ourselves, what are the next steps? We have to be willing to put ourselves aside and change the things that are not good about us. We have to be willing to put off the old self and put on a new self. So what does that entail? You know what I mean? We have to be people that are willing to change. We have to be willing to change. It is, yes, Angie, 110%. Until then, I love it. Holly shoves me off of here every time. In her defense, I told her to. Coming out of a season of fear to paranoia, panic attacks. Yes, there is hope. 110%. I love that so much, and I cannot wait to hear your restoring story.
Everybody on that live looks beautiful.
Oh, Jolly her. Everybody on the live tonight looks beautiful. Get your belongings or we'll sell them dead. You're so funny. No, you have not been missing the podcast. Steve's been slack-a-lacking. I'm blaming it on Steve. He's been slack-a-lacking. He told me he wanted to pick the topics. I've been telling him to pick a topic for 2 weeks, and here we are. They say you're so sweet.
Thank you. You are too.
Yes, Angie, I would love that, to see what you think, and then, we could totally, get on here and talk about that. I would love that. Y'all would love to see me and Angie have a conversation on here. I am. I've been asking him. I think he had an idea for what we're going to record tomorrow. I gave you this week's topic. What did you say it was? He gave me this week's topic yesterday. Friends. He's 2 weeks behind. We kind of did do a podcast on that. I think the very last one we published was on it was on that topic though. It was. Oh, you want to do a podcast on revival? We'll see how that goes. I forget what our last topic was on, but it was something along those lines. Wasn't the last topic revival? You can't pick the same topic every time, sir. It's got to be different topics. Yeah. You can find it on YouTube. Yeah. I post all the podcast episodes to YouTube. Yes, I love that. Something about testimonials, 110%. You give that to the Lord. I'm actually somebody who used to have very severe panic attacks, and was very depressed. Actually, when Steve walked into my life, it was because I was having panic attacks, and he came to help me take care of my kids on a night that I was having a panic attack. For those of you who've never had one, a panic attack almost feels like a heart attack. It's really scary. But the thing that I did to get rid of them is I got in front of them. I got in control of them. I started learning what my body would do and how it would try to react. So you got to understand that your body is fleshly. Okay? So your body is going to try to win over your spirituality, right? Your spirit that's inside of you, right? Because your body is flesh, it don't go with you, okay? So you're in this constant battle of spirit and flesh, okay? So to overcome Holly, that I got in control of my body. I would recognize when I was going to have one, because, your heart rate starts to get, gratitude fights anxiety, 110% too. I started a gratitude journal as well. I have that on my shelf, right? I've done that as well. But I started realizing how I would start feeling. So my heart would start pumping, super fast. And I would have my Apple Watch on, so I would look and I could watch my heart rate rise. Right? And when I'd done that, I would physically say, okay, I'm going to have a panic attack right here. And I knew it was coming. I remember, I don't know if Steve does, but I remember me and Steve riding down the road one time, and I said, it's coming. And I felt it, and I watched my heart rate rise the whole time. And that's actually the very last one that I remember having, because I knew I was having it, so I was aware, right? So I breathed. That's all I did. I just knew, Kelsey, you're all right. This is a panic attack. This is how your body's dealing with it. So we're just going to breathe through this, and in about 5 minutes, you're going to be okay. You're going to be all right. But you just got to breathe through this. You got to tell your body what it's doing. And I did. And it worked. I got in control of what my body tried to tell me I needed to be scared of. And I haven't had one. Holly, dinner still not be ready. I was wanting dinner to be ready. I love a gratitude journal, though. That's 110% true. And when you're doing a gratitude journal, you can't just write down, like, I'm thankful for my kids, my husband, Jimmy John's down. Well, you could be thankful for Jimmy John's, I guess. But, like, it can't be big things. Like, it can't be, like, you can't do the same things every day, okay? It can't be, I'm thankful for my husband, thankful for my kids, thankful for this, thankful for that. It can't be that. It's got to be something that happened within the last 24 hours that you're thankful for. And when you are writing it down, you say, she's getting chicken tenders. Chicken tenders sound delicious. Appreciate you. Wish we still had some corn nuggets, because I'd love to have some of those. But we don't. I do what?
I don't want that chicken.
You better go tell that man what you want. Emma said she don't want chicken tenders. You have to be grateful for the things that happened 24 hours prior. Okay? Within 24 hours. So, I'm thankful that I had the money to eat Jimmy John's at 3 p.m. today. Hold on, baby. I am so happy that, my hubby made my coffee this morning. I am so grateful that my children were on their best behavior today. Like, you have to be very specific about what you're grateful for. And if you will practice that every single day on just little things that happened within the last 24 hours, it'll change your life. It'll change your life. Boy, oh boy. While that is true, you can choose what to dwell on. Yes. While that is true of, what just came across in all caps, I don't know that I said it that way. Everything you said is true. But fear ain't of the Lord. So, we got to start learning how to tell people about what's going to happen by showing them that Jesus loves them so much that he'll come and buy you back, even if you are a prostitute. That's how we need to be getting people, not by yelling at them about stuff. That's my opinion. That's my ministry. I'm just saying. Aw, thank you. So every single night before you go to bed, so it's, I'm thankful for, I am happy that, I am grateful for. So I'm thankful, I'm happy that, I'm grateful for. So it's 3 phrases, right? And at the end of every day, or at the beginning of every morning, you can choose whatever, something that happened within 24 hours that you're grateful for. I know we do, Holly. Listen, I love y'all. Okay. I guess I'm going to go see if my chicken tenders are done. I guess. I got a lot of work to do tomorrow. My kids are going to be home because they can't go to school because of, the strep and stuff.
I have COVID.
I do not even smell the chicken tenders, Hope. That's why I'm still on here.
I want spaghetti.
Yes. Emma wants spaghetti. Tomorrow I'm going to spend some time working. I'm also going to spend some time in my word. Good bit of my day I feel like is going to be in my word. There's something that is brewing. I feel it. The Lord's got something to say, and I'm willing to hear it. So I'm going to spend some time in my word tomorrow and really hear what he's got to say and get a lot done tomorrow. It's going to be a good day, right? Tomorrow's going to be a great day. I think I am going to go eat my dinner. Probably going to go to bed really soon. And then, so if you're in the membership, I will get y'all's download. It's probably going to be tomorrow morning. I could totally get y'all a download today on just chapter 3, but I don't want it to be on just chapter 3. I want you to have a download on 3 and 4 because 3 is so short. So tell the people in the group that I will have y'all's download tomorrow morning on 3 and 4 because I don't want to miss any of it.
Is this how you spell family? F-E-M-L-E.
Close enough. All right. I love you guys so much. I hope y'all have a wonderful night. And I will see you guys on Thursday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye, guys.